Yeah, I thought, I thought through good stretches of the game, I thought we had nice control of the game. I think the goals, when you're playing a Seattle or a top team in this league, we can't give up goals like that, in times like that. I think, giving up a goal off of a set piece when we're organized and we're behind it, we've got to do better. And then to give a goal up coming out of the locker room where I felt like we were a little flat coming out of the locker room. Just again, it put us down 2-1, and then we were an uphill battle in the second half against a very stingy team. But I thought our reaction was good. Once we gave up the goal, our step out pressing, our work to recover the ball became a lot better, and I felt like there were some good moments in that we need to take away as a group. But again, to win tough games against mature teams in this league that have experience like Seattle, you've got to play a complete 90 minutes, and it's got to be a 90 minutes where you don't kill yourself. That's what Seattle does. They don't kill themselves. They make you beat them, and they're very difficult to beat. And tonight, again, the goals we gave up they're too easy. And again, I think continuing to create more chances and continuing to take advantage of our chances is something we're going to keep working towards. But I thought there were some better moments tonight than the last time we played them, for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll go next to Josh Gessman. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for talking to us. When we look at Kevin Cabral's position, what did you like about where he was? It seemed like he was playing a little bit further up the line this time, maybe up near Chicharito a little bit more. Did you like where he was playing? There seemed to be some frustration between Chicharito and Vasquez and where Cabral was.
Yeah, he was playing as a forward. We played in more of a 4-2-2-2, and part of that was because they have three center backs, and we wanted our two forwards working against their three center backs to force their outside center backs to do some work, to have to respect some runs, to create some space for Victor and Efra to be able to initiate our attacks and look for final passes. And to be fair, I thought in terms of being able to find those guys on the ball, we did a pretty good job of that. I think the coordination of the running of Javi and Kevin was not necessarily in sync. The runs weren't necessarily one in, one out, and they weren't necessarily connected to each other, which I think was a little bit of the frustration that they were having, is just getting the timing of their runs and the connection of their runs on the right page. They haven't spent a lot of time together. They had some very good moments in training leading up to this game, but just tonight with the rhythm of the game and the timing of getting Efra and Victor on the ball facing forward, it wasn't obviously the same as a training session, and we just didn't find the right rhythm. So I felt like getting Kevin involved in the game was minimal. Maybe towards the end he started to find it a little bit more, but I felt it helped us to be more dangerous than we were last time. And I think it helped us to control the game a little bit more than we did last time at their place. Because, again, we forced their defenders to have to work a little bit more than they did the last time we played them. So, again, it's a work in progress if those two are going to be playing next to each other, just to get the timing and the sync. But it's not something that we'll always do. It was a little bit of a reaction to playing against three in the back.
And do you have an update on Dan Steres and his injury?
Yeah, he when he stretched or went into the challenge or accelerated, I think he pulled his hamstring a bit. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know yet any of the severity of it or how long that might be. But in a time like this with a lot of games back to back, it's not. And with Derek suspended, it's not an injury that we're looking forward to.
Thanks, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Josh, we'll go next to Damian Calhoun with Daily News. Damian, go ahead.
Hey, Greg. My question is, looking at the subs you made them a little later than what we've sort of seen you do this season. What went into the thinking of bringing on Granzier?
Yeah.
I guess Dubak and Dunbar did get about almost close to 10 minutes there.
Yeah, I thought we had control. I thought we had a good rhythm. Again, trying to get having our midfielders on the field, being able to have different guys who could hit final passes, who could control the game for us, keep the game in their half the field. I felt like we were getting to some good spots, so I was not necessarily in a rush to get those guys off the field, because the personalities of the guys that we bring on are very different than the guys right now that we were taking off. And so I held on to it a little bit longer. And then as we got down the stretch, I was looking for more runouts, more guys who could threaten in front of the goal. If we could get into crossing positions, more guys that, if we got wide, who could run through the line and force again center backs out of the front of the goal, so that we could try to put balls back in front of the goal. It just became a little bit more of a short-term desperation play, whereas I thought we had pretty good control of the game when the group that was started was still on the field for a longer period of time. A lot of times when you make subs, or a lot of subs, sometimes it just can break the rhythm of the game, especially when those guys are completely different players than per se the players that they're coming in for. So we held on to it for a little while, and in the end it didn't make much difference. We didn't create anything down the stretch.
And how close was Jonah to making the game day roster today? And will we see him either Wednesday or next Saturday?
Yeah, he was close. I mean, he trained with the group yesterday to a certain degree. Trained yesterday. He got in at work today. To be honest, if it was a playoff game, he would have been involved, but it's not. It's the start of a 3-game week, and he just hasn't had enough training time under his belt over the course of the last 3.5 weeks to let him loose today. So he'll get another couple training sessions. He'll be back into the mix on Wednesday as an option. And this is a busy week, so it's obviously nice to have him in. But part of it is that we're still in the early stretches of the season, and we're not gonna force guys into the mix who haven't done the proper return to play at this time.